Hi, I'm Corie and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to show you how I make Twitch panels. So we are going to start by making a 320 pixel wide document. I know that here I made a 640 pixel wide document, but that's absolutely overkill. You don't need to do that. Do as I say, not as I do, and make a 320 document. Also make sure that document is in a RGB color space since this is going to be viewed through a screen. Okay, now that we have our document made, we're going to start by making our assets. I know everybody's design process is different, but this is my process. I like to start by making assets and then building those assets together to create the final panel. The shape builder tool was my best friend while creating this panel set, as well as the shape modes and Pathfinder. Now that you've designed the individual elements that you want to use in your panel, then we are going to build a color palette. I like to actually create squares outside of the artboard and put my color palette into squares just for easy access. Another thing that I like to do is I get rid of all of the unused swatches in the swatch panel. It's actually something that my professor told me that I should do, so I just kind of religiously do it nowadays. And also make sure the colors that are in your color palette, when you pop them into the swatches, make sure that they're going to be global swatches. This way, if you need to change a color because you decide, I don't like that color, instead of you having to go in and change the color every single time, you can just change it that one time in the swatches and then it'll change every single instance within your document. So make sure you do that. Now that I've mostly settled on my color palette, I think I do add some colors later on, but mostly settled, I'm going to just go ahead and start plopping the colors into the shapes and, just kind of figuring out what I like. And then after plopping those colors in, then I'm just going to start arranging everything. So here I can't really give you a solid this is exactly what you should do, because it kind of really depends on how you want your panels to look in the end. I personally like to have rounded rectangles because I just like how that looks. So you can do it however you want. Some people do like regular sharp, like edged rectangles. Some people just do words with no shape on the outside. So whatever you feel like you want, I think you should do. But this is just what I did, so I'll let you just watch that. I decided to add gradients on the back clouds as well as the moon that's in the back, just to add a little bit of depth so that it didn't look so flat, because I didn't like how flat all of the white looked together at first. So just adding like a very subtle gradient. It was like a kind of pinkish, peachy-ish kind of color, but adding that little subtle gradient helped add the depth that I wanted. after I felt pretty confident and comfortable with the way the actual design of all of my elements looked, I decided to go ahead and add my text and find my font. This is the font that I liked, so this is the font that I went with. I also added a little highlight to give it just a little bit more depth and a little bit of shine, like a glossy kind of feel is what I wanted to give it. I don't know, I liked the way it looked. It looked nice, so I went with it. So I ended up doing a few different designs, which is why you see so many in my document. But because I did so many, I decided that I wanted to open up a new document. You don't have to do this if you only end up doing one. You can stay in the same document. So I opened up a new document, and also I resized my artboard. So you can use your artboard tool and just make it as tall as you need to, but do not change the width. You can change the height, but don't change the width. I am also going to duplicate my artboard as many times as necessary. I think I did like 80 something. You can definitely do this easier. You can Control A and then and then you're going to hit Alt while you're clicking to duplicate, and that way you can duplicate every artboard. So you can make maybe 2 and then duplicate both of those at the same time, instead of doing what I did where I just duplicated every single panel over and over and over again. Duplicating all of those panels, you are basically going to go in and change the title of the words that's inside of your panel to whatever you want it to say. This is a general pack that I would put in my shop, that I did put in my shop, and these are just the ones that I always pop in my packs. So after you do that, you also want to rename your artboards, because it's going to make exporting a lot easier so that you don't have to rename the individual picture. You're gonna have to rename things anyway, but it's easier to just rename them right in Illustrator versus trying to open up each image, and that's a mess. Who wants to do that? So next you're going to export everything. You can literally just export it the way that I did it, and you will be set. Save everything as a PNG document. Make sure that the background is transparent, and you should be good to go. So that's how I make Twitch panels, and if you like this particular one, you can go grab it. I have other ones as well. And if you want to see any videos, any other videos, new videos, if you have ideas, etc., then just let me know. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I will catch you later. Bye.